Watch the 2026 Bach High Parade and Firing of the Bombs, March 21st and 22nd, right here on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Presented by Comfort Keepers of Yuba-Sutter and Nevada counties, our live parade coverage from Marysville's Chinatown starts just after 11 a.m. Saturday, with Firing of the Bombs at 4 p.m. Sunday. We'll have unscheduled reports from other parts of the Bach High Festival downtown. Couldn't catch the live streams? Watch our replay with festival coverage, 7 p.m. Sunday, March 22nd. The 2026 Bach High Parade and Firing of the Bombs. Presented by Comfort Keepers of Yuba-Sutter and Nevada counties, March 21st and 22nd, right here on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.
Go ahead and recall back to open session. Can everybody please stand for the pledge? Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there any request for agenda reorganization? No? Okay. There's nothing to report out of closed, and we'll go to our student reports.
Hello, board. I don't have too much to provide today, as Kaylin Woolman will be providing the rest of what I wanted to talk about. But mostly right now, Yuba City High School, for ASB, the month of March, we don't have much coming up like immediately, except food fair, which is coming in April, and the paperwork for our many clubs has been provided. And so we're already getting some applications for that, so we're excited to see what comes. We've been trying to promote it as much as possible, too, especially since the spring food fair is typically not as exciting as the fall one, because the fall is when everyone's all like, oh, let's get our clubs going. But so we're trying to promote it as much as possible for the spring to have an equal turnout to the fall. But there's that, and then ASB, we're also, for St. Patrick's Day, we're going to be holding a nice scavenger hunt in the quad during lunch. It's just like a fun activity to do. For a couple sports details coming up really soon, track and field actually has, I believe it's a meet tomorrow at Del Campo, and that meet starts at 3. And then Yuba City Swim and Dive has their next meet next Thursday at home at the Gap. And so having a turnout there from parents and everybody else would obviously be really nice. And that's kind of all I have. Do you want to continue?
In the past 2 weeks, we've also had the Academic Awards, which was highly attended. For RTC, we also have our military ball coming up this Saturday, and we also have been doing a lot of fundraising for RTC, so we've been doing lemonade stands at the baseball games, both JV and varsity. We've also had banquets for our winter sports. I think girls basketball has had one, and the other winter sports are working on planning theirs as well. 8th grade parent night was last Tuesday and Thursday, and that was very well attended. I was there both nights, and I'd say it went pretty well. We had a successful fire drill last week. Ag Spirit Week is also this week, and Principal Ariano ended up kissing a pig. Sorry, I apologize.
Oh, she won.
Yeah, she did. Yes, she did. There's a video of it. I think it's posted on the YC Instagram. We have a blood drive tomorrow, and Link Crew Movie Night is also happening tomorrow. Juniors are in the process of planning a spring carnival as well, so that's also in the works.
Great.
Thank you.
We kind of have a normal week as well. We're starting our planning for prom now. We have our prom expo on this Thursday, and then our theme is going to be a night in Atlantis. And then we're also going to be sending out our signups for our 5v5 basketball tournament next week. And then that's all we have for this week.
Thank you, guys. All right, next we're going to staff recognition.
So this is the time of our board meeting when we're excited to take a moment and celebrate excellence in our workforce, and we have some employees that we would like to honor. We're going to call Robert Cookman, our Director of Information Technology, up to present the honors.
Hello, thank you, board. Appreciate everything that you're doing and recognizing the our staff today. So first I'd like to start with Daniel Steinbacher, who Daniel Daniel basically runs our help desk, but he also runs the entire IT department. So most of you who called the help desk know Daniel by his voice is very distinct. Asks you if you need anything. He's always kind. I usually get about once a week or so, I get an email from a staff member saying what a great job Daniel's done taking care of them, helping them through all the things that they were doing. You can move in a little closer to the camera. And he already scoped out the dead spot here. But,
yeah, right over here.
But I do want to say that the things that he brings to the table is just immense. He actually spent a long time in industry doing mill work and what was it? Machining. So you'll see that in a moment, some of the things that he's done. And he's brought that to our IT department as well to help out with all sorts of things, including the students when we have students coming in and different programs that we have for them. So it's great. So he gets there early in the morning, earlier than he's supposed to, but he gets there every day. I know that. And he also just takes the time to make sure that, like I said, everyone's taken care of. So I couldn't be prouder to give you this duck.
Whoa!
And thank you for all that you're doing, sir.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
On behalf of the district, certificate and swag. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And also
Wait, Daniel brought cookies to his own?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Level up, guys.
we were wondering where those came from.
So those are some of the things that he brings to the table. But it's really his wife who provides those, and she always brings in treats for us, so we thank them so much. Next we have George Malang.
Hey, George.
George, nice to see you. So George joined us about 2.5, 3 years ago or so. He came also from industry. For those who have ever been to Rayleigh's and successfully completed a transaction, you can thank in part George for doing that, and many other places too. So he was a network person in the industry for many years. He lived in the area. His wife is a teacher here, and he came back to us. So we really appreciated that, and I couldn't have been happier. From day one, George comes in early as well. In fact, they're kind of like the dynamic duo, which is why you'll see when you get your duck what your duck is as well. They come in early together. They usually spend time talking back and forth. George mentors a lot of our junior techs here in the department, and he's been just great. As you can see, a lot of them showed up today to just thank him for what he's doing and what he's done here in this district. And so, George, I can't say anything else other than it's just been a pleasure to have you here. You bring all sorts of things to the table. Good, bad, and different, but it's mostly good. And the bad ones are always funny, so we always enjoy those little quips that you have, and they're usually appropriate. So thank you. With that said, I'm going to give you this duck here, which is another pirate duck, so you guys are the dynamic duo, but I have something else for you. And this is a tool for you This is a tool that we have for the department, but you're the first one that's going to get this in the department. The new improved tool. And I do want you to know that you'll see it has your name on there engraved right there.
Thank you. I recognize Daniel's work. Thank you.
Make sure it's not upside down or anything.
I got it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Moving on, we have reports and information, the Lincoln Schools Showcase.
Thank you. So I'd like to introduce Principal Brian Brown, many of you know him, to the podium to talk about Lincoln School.
Sure. Good evening, board and cabinet. It's nice to be back. Last time I was here giving one of these presentations, it was about Terbuena School, so it's nice to be here being able to promote Lincoln School. So, first of all, our enrollment, depending on the day, is about 487 students. That doesn't include the 2 county SDC classes. And we have 30 certificated staff and 15 classified, and then it's multiple, depending on the day, ELOP paraeducators that come in at different times of the day and help. Our makeup of our school, we have about 79% low socioeconomic. We have 18.7% English learners, 0.62% foster youth, and our students with disabilities are about 14.8%. And then our largest subgroups that make up Lincoln Elementary School are our Asian population, which is 37.6%, then our Hispanic population at 31.4%, and our white population at 17.2%. And some fun facts that aren't in this. So it opened over 100 years ago, but I was able to find some documentation that goes back as far as 1867 and 68, where it basically broke away from the Berry School District, so it became its own single-room schoolhouse with one teacher. And I do have a picture, and I know she claims to be from Southern California, but we have a picture that I was able to discover, and I'll pass it around to the members of the board and cabinet to look. But I swear Mrs. Osumi this is her 5th grade class, and it's 1939. You'll probably be able to find her in there.
I have not done your evaluation yet. So
I should have brought cookies.
I should have brought a shovel. Anyways, Lincoln once was a K-8 and now is a K-5, and a lot of people ask me all the time, when are you going to go back to a K-8? K-5 is fantastic. So I recommend leaving it as a K-5. Our mascot is a Viking, and our school colors are black, red, and gray. And we currently have an office remodel that's underway, and hopefully it's going to be done by the beginning of summer. And I know a parking lot sort of reorganization was planned, and hopefully that happens before the new school year begins.
Brian, do you still have to walk a gauntlet to get?
Right now, we still have to walk the gauntlet.
That's what we're working on right now.
That's what they're working on right now. The new office will be right in the front.
Okay, cool.
And we definitely like to have some fun at Lincoln School. And this is Halloween, and the office. So as everybody knows, the secretaries pretty much run the school and make sure everything's going well. And Mr. George, the slice of pizza, our secretaries told everybody what to wear. So they told me, get on Amazon and get a Domino shirt. And you can see everybody told that. But she told Mr. George that we were all going to be slices of pizza. So when we got there and he saw us, and I would have posted that picture, but his head was down and he looked sort of sad, so I didn't want to. But so we were Domino's Pizza, and everybody got a kick out of it. Lincoln School really starting to focus on PBIS and a program that focuses on positive support school culture for everybody on campus. And our theme is respectful, responsible, and ready to learn. And the students hear it every day after the students lead the Pledge of Allegiance. And myself or Mr. George make sure to put that on display. And some things that we are also have implemented to try to build on staff morale, student staff morale. We have our monthly attendance winners that we started this year, and we have a card, and we have different themes. One was cookies, the other was popcorn, but so basically at the end of the month, we look at every class monthly attendance, and the class with the highest attendance percentage gets a little class treat. So, and the kids are absolutely loving it. And another thing that we did for the staff is at the last Friday of every month, we have a Faculty Friday, so I just put a couple of these on, where the office staff, we all pitch in and provide either a treat, like they had lattes, Lincoln lattes one day. Was it last week? The last Friday, we had a nacho bar for the staff in the staff room. So we just try to do something to thank our staff for everything that they do. And we do have quite a few murals on campus. This is just some of them. And I guess after we had these done, policies changed a little bit, but we really appreciate the approval of them. The kids love them. In front of our social worker's office, we have Be the Eye and Kind, and right there's our two Landons. We have our head custodian, Landon Reynolds, and then a second grade student, Landon. And over near our music wing, we wanted to put something in our after-school program, something with science, outer space, and music. Some of the astronauts have different musics, and they're sitting on notes and so forth. And then the picture down below is the whole width of our cafeteria, and it's all of Kelso's Choices, which is a social program that our counselor and staff work with all of our students about how to make positive choices in different circumstances.
But they're frogs, not Vikings.
They are frogs. Kelso are frogs.
All right. I want to put little Viking helmets on.
I know. And then our leadership program. Mrs. Ostrander, who's in the back, we'll have a couple of students come up here in a few minutes, has done an amazing job with our 4th and 5th grade leadership program. And they do all types of fundraisers and donations. And this year, the month, they went over to the food bank and helped box up food that was going to be going out to the needy families in the community. And they've done coat drives, canned food drives, change wars, that money goes for different organizations. I mean, they do a lot, not only on campus, but in the community. With the addition of our parent liaison, at first, I'll admit, and Doreen and I had conversations. She's like, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Honestly, I don't know. We had never had a parent liaison." And our parent liaison hit the ground running, collaborating with more veteran parent liaisons at other sites. Put on a Winter Wonderland where we had Santa taking pictures. They had tables set up on the side of the room where students got to make stockings and cut out different art activities. And it's been a really great addition. I mean, that's just one of the few things that she does on campus. Tony hit the ground running, and Tony's fantastic. Our after-school program numbers have increased over the last couple of years. And the numbers of activities that they're bringing in. I mean, they brought in Rosie's, they brought in churros for the kids. They have cooking classes. So the picture on the right is students in the after-school program learning how to cook and learning some life skills. So Belinda is really doing a ton with that. And also last year, one of the things that our parent liaison did do is we started up a food distribution program. Not just for Lincoln families, but any families in need. And we do that the last Friday of every month, where the food bank drops off food to our Walton gate. And at around 8:45 or 9 o'clock, we send out an all call to all of our families. and we also wave down cars that are driving by. We've had AK sent out auto dialers when the delivery is large enough, and try to supply food to our needy families. And then our walk to school days. I mean, Tiffany, our parent club president, worked many hours with Jennifer from Blue Zones to bring Blue Zones to Lincoln School. And we are now a Blue Zones designated school. With our walk to school days and our other activities at our fall festival, handed out some gift bags and bringing a lot more healthy snacks and just a healthy lifestyle for our students and our families. And our PTA, I mean, like I said, Tiffany, stand up for a second. Tiffany, she's our PTA president, does an amazing job. I mean, meets monthly. I mean, they host so many different events. I couldn't list them all and put everything on there. But raising money that are going directly to our students and activities. And when I started in Lincoln, the PTA was, I'll say, it was there and functioning, but she's taken it to a whole new level. And it's really helped out our kids and benefited all of our classrooms. And then I'll breeze through these because I know you want to hear from our students. The school goals, obviously increasing student performance in ELA and math to narrow the achievement gaps for all students. I mean that's an obvious goal. And increase the consistent implementation of research-based instructional strategies. And what is right up there as well is maintain a safe and supportive learning environment for all students. Because if the students, first of all, don't feel safe and supported, they're not going to achieve to the highest level. And some areas of celebration in our state testing scores. And granted, they're on the rise, but if we look at it, 67% of our Asian students made progress on last year's state test, and 72% of our English learners, 52% of our Hispanic students, and 72% of our socially economic disadvantaged students made positive gains on last year's state test. And obviously areas that we have for growth. This is our first year with the UFly implementation of our K2 English supplemental program. I believe it's the third year in the district, and it's Lincoln's first year. So we have kindergarten through second grade, plus our learning center and intervention teacher have hit the ground running, and we're seeing some positive results, and we're hoping that it continues to reflect that and just gets better with the more training that we have on the program. And the new math adoption that is in full swing right now, they're just getting ready to start the third curriculum, the third publisher. We have 5 teachers piloting the curriculum. We have some 4th grade, 5th grade, a 3rd grade, and 1st grade teachers that are piloting the new math curriculum. So we're hoping that this new curriculum will definitely fill some of the holes that we've had in the current curriculum. And then PBIS, you saw the photo towards the beginning of the presentation, but something that we're definitely working on, and next year we're going to go for, I put bronze on here, but Mr. George and myself are working. We really think that we're already at the bronze level, that we might just ramp it up and go straight to silver for next year. And then I've got questions, but I've also got some students here that are wanting to talk to you. So if all 3 want of them to come up, we have Isa, Sargam, and Miranda that are some of our leadership students that just like to say a few things to the board and cabinet. No microphones, so we just got to use our playground voices.
Hello, my name is Miranda and I'm a 5th grade student leader. I want to tell you some of my favorite things at Lincoln Elementary. To start off, I love that we have amazing teachers because they help when your work gets hard or when there is a problem with a friend. Because of my teacher, I'm getting better at math. She always explains it to me when I don't understand. I also love that we have student leadership, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. We get to read to classes and make a difference, like taking a trip to the food bank after we did a food drive for them. We got to package the food and it was fun. We also make posters for Spirit Days and work together as a team. Right now we're planning a fun spirit rally to kick off testing time and help students know that we're all in this together. Lincoln is a really good school to attend, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Sergeant Sandu, and I'm one of the 5th grade leaders from Lincoln Elementary School. I want to tell you some of the things I love about Lincoln Elementary. I love the teachers at my school because they teach the students very well and are kind. I respect all the teachers for doing the hard work. I know I have improved in math because of my teacher, Mrs. Edgar. That also goes for our amazing Lincoln staff as well. Of course, we also have our amazing principal, Mr. Brown, and assistant principal, Mr. George. Last but not least, I love being a student leader and getting a chance to read books to the other grades. It's a good way to connect to all the students who listen to us read. Lincoln is a very good school to make a lot of beautiful memories that will last forever. This is my last year in Lincoln School, and I'm very sad to leave this amazing school behind. The one thing that I'll never forget about the school is that it has the best teachers and staff ever. This school always felt like home to me. I hope all of the students who will go to school make wonderful memories that will last forever like me. Thank you everyone so much. Have an amazing evening. Hi, my name is Isa. I'm a student leader for Mrs. Ostrander's 4th grade class. Some things I would like to share about Lincoln Elementary are that all the teachers are so kind, which makes me feel really comfortable. My teacher helped me learn how to divide, do fractions, read hard passages, and do awesome writing in an easy way. I'm really connected with this school because there is so much kindness and I have adults I can trust, which makes me feel safe. Also, being a part of student leadership is awesome. I'm so grateful for being in leadership because this year I was confident, but I became way more confident after doing announcements, reading to classes, and speaking into the microphone. We also did a Change Wars fundraiser to raise money that will make a difference in our school and local community. We'll be donating part of the money we raised to Perfect Paws next week. I love the difference we are making as student leaders. I want the board to know I love Lincoln Elementary School and I love being a Viper. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there questions?
Ask him a hard question, guys.
What year did I graduate?
Oh, golly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you? Don't I went to Lincoln.
2018.
It's I actually didn't because I transferred to Barry. Oh, and I became a Hornet.
There you go.
That's all right.
Right. But I love my time at Barry. Right. But I just wanted to tell you something personal to me. Lincoln School and what you guys do a phenomenal job, and I know I can say the same thing about every single school, but this year was extremely difficult for me and what I went through, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and your staff and all that you guys do for kids. So
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The one thing I also want to say is our student leaders that came from Lincoln got to participate in the Fall into Leadership that was led by the high school students. And so you can see the influence of the high school students on our elementary students. So I want to compliment the high school kids because that's part of the development that we've been fostering within the district. So kudos to the
Absolutely.
high school staff.
And the students love it. They come back re-energized and ready to go. So it is an amazing event.
And Brian, you've got some staff here. You want to introduce them? You've got your Sarah's, right? Who's here? Some of your staff. Do you want to introduce anyone?
Rachel?
Yeah, I mean Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel Ostrander.
Sorry, Rachel, didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Amazing 4th grade teacher, Rachel, stand up.
Yeah. On my head because she's going to be recognized as one of Brian's teachers is going to be recognized as Educator of the Year at the Sutter County Superintendent's
Nice.
Oh,
that's wonderful.
Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wait, where are you going? You guys, wait. We have the second interim budget we're going over.
I think we're gonna skip
You don't
that.
want to miss it. It's a real nail biter.
They saw it on the agenda, that's why they're making it.
They're leaving you.
I know. It's all right.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That's how you clear a house.
You know, wait, you know how to clear house. Is that what you said? Okay.
You're like 175-page document. Page
Bye.
1.
I'll start. Just start reading.
And the most monotone, like, voice that
I can do that.
Lock in, chat.
Are there any comments from the public?
There are none.
Okay, perfect. I got lost. Hold on. Consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda. Second.
On a motion by member Pretty, second by member Donnie, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'm getting lost in papers. Okay. Expulsions, suspended contracts, readmissions.
I make a move that we do the thing that we talked about in closed session.
On a motion by member Seala, second by member Oslet, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, second interim.
Woohoo.
Sorry, I can't stop.
All the excitement of second interim. Here we go.
Well, you didn't have like a theme song. There's no fireworks. There's no.
I know.
You gotta work on your pizzazz. Okay.
Well, first of all, I have to. So we have our director of accounting in the office, in audience here. She puts together this massive document. All the hard work, Trisha Collier. So thank you for all the hard work.
I can't see her. I don't think she's really there. Damn!
But it is a lot of work to do this. So this is the second update on the budget. We adopted the budget. So this is the budget slide. So you've seen all these slides before. So I'm going to go through them pretty quick because there's not a lot of new information in this report. But we are at the second interim update, which is kind of we're mostly through the year. These numbers are through January 31st, so they're pretty good on the projections at this point. We are also in the middle of starting a new budget cycle. So if you go to the top, the governor's proposed budget came out in January. So we're starting budget meetings. We're starting to develop the 26-27 budget. That is the next year's budget cycle. So we're always finishing up one year, in the middle of the current year, and working on next year's budget. It's a lot of numbers to keep track of, and that's why Tricia is here to run all of that.
She's making sure you don't screw up.
Well, she is. That is true. Just a couple key points on Proposition 98. Basically, it guarantees that schools do receive approximately 40% of the state budget. Enrollment is declining across the state, so the actual budget going towards schools in 25-26 is down $4 billion. And there used to be a rainy day fund. That has been expended, so that's not great for schools, but that's just something to be aware of. If we hit a kind of hiccup in the economy, it's going to be a little challenging. And then to balance the 25-26 budget, the state deferred about almost $2 billion from June to July. Not a big deal, but we've had deferrals in the past, and when they happen a lot, when the state has some problems, that becomes very challenging for schools because we have to make payroll, and in the past, the state was not giving us money to do that. So that's not a big deal, 1 month, but if it becomes more than that, it becomes a problem. What is in the revenue? So our biggest contributing factor to the revenue is the local control funding formula. This is what Tino reports on the LCAP, the Local Control Accountability Plan. It describes all the things that we do with those funds, and specifically the supplemental concentration funds. Those are the extra dollars we get to provide additional services to students. Cost of living adjustment for this year is 2.3%. And I'll show you, we're looking at probably about 2.4% for next year, and that is the increase in per student funding. We do have some one-time monies, Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant. We received a little more money this year, but really the bulk of it we received in prior years. We have about $10 million that we can spend up through the 27-28 school year. Those are one-time dollars. And then we do have a special contribution to special education of about $27.4 million. It is actually down from our original projections in June, so that's a good thing. You've seen this before too. I would say the good news here is this. We were actually projecting enrollment to be down about 135. It's only down 37. So we're starting to see that kind of flattening of the drop in enrollment, which is a good thing. We still projected to continue to go down, but that was good information. I'm going to skip over this. Expenses, stirs and furs are a big part of kind of our costs, but those costs have been kind of leveling off. Those costs have been increasing over the years, and now they're holding steady. You've seen this before as well. Again, just the local control funding formula is the biggest piece of the whole pie. 75%, 5% federal dollars, 60% other state and some other local revenues. And on the expenditure side of things, salaries or certificated, classified, and the benefits to go along with that is 74% of the entire budget. And then, smaller slices for everything else we have to do around here between supplies and services and running the school district. Not going to go through all these numbers. What I am going to update you is what I typically look at is the ending fund balance to make sure that we're healthy, we have money, we don't run out of money, and also the change in the ending fund balance, the line right above it. You'll see there are negative numbers in the unrestricted column of $6 million. We did update that to include the purchase of the district office, so that is a one-time expense of about $3.5 million. So you take that out, and that that deficit spending is about $2.5 million. Not a B. And restricted, we're spending down the restricted dollars. These dollars are supposed to be spent down. They're one-time dollars, so that's not a problem at all. We need to be spending those dollars down. The ending fund balance projected at the end of the year is $60 million, and $38 million is that restricted side that we just looked at. So these are some one-time dollars and some other restricted resources that, again, we will spend down as we can. We have to reserve a certain amount for the state mandate reserve, 3%, $7 million. And then we have some other funds in there as well, about $15 million.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
So this might be a dumb question, but you know how the auditor found like the 55% for salaries, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that out of that total ending fund balance, or is that
no, because that's an operational. That's your actual your. So what they're looking at is of the
221.
Yeah. Actually, the expenditure side of things. Here, I'll just go back here. Of that 232, you need to be spending 55% in classroom compensation. That's salaries and benefits of teachers and paras that are in classroom, essentially.
Yeah, but that's 73. That's 73%.
Well, that's all salaries. That's not just classroom salaries, right? So we have a lot of other salaries that are.
But some classified are paras.
Yes.
But we can't include them.
We can. Paras that are in a classroom, we can. Teachers, we can. Custodians, you can't. It's just they have to be teaching in the classroom to count towards the 55%.
It would be a different pie that we would be looking at for.
Yes.
Show us that, not this pie.
This is the apples and oranges.
Yes. This is an overview of all, correct?
This is all expenditure.
Right. If we were to see the one that falls short of the 55%, it would read out all of the certificated people who are not in the classroom and all of the classified people who are not in the classroom. So that 55% pertains only to people who are working directly with students in the classroom.
Yep.
So it does not count nurses, it does not count
Social workers,
psychologists,
counselors,
it does
yeah.
not count principals, it does not count custodians. It does not count any of those. That does.
And there's some nuances to the formula, but yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the restricted, so of that $38 million we highlighted there, here's just a breakdown of some of the major components of it. The Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant, that's what I mentioned earlier, one-time dollars. The ELOP program, the Expanded Learning Opportunities Program, is another large item in that restricted ending fund balance. And then we have some Prop 28, some SPED dollars, and some other dollars in there as well. So these are all restricted to certain uses in education. These are assumptions we do in our multi-year projections. So really some of the key components here is the COLA, the cost of living. The per student dollar amount that we get is going up 2.4% in 26-27. We were expecting 3% when we last reported. And our average daily attendance is really a component of enrollment is also declining over the next couple of years.
Do you expect much of like the COLA or any of that to change with the May revise?
I don't expect the COLA to change much. I think there's only one more data point that can affect it between now and the May revise, so I really don't expect that to change much. The 27-28 is a wild card for what
Right,
they do.
yes.
So, yeah.
You just have to put it in there.
Yeah.
Who knows? Crystal ball.
Yep. And one thing that's a little interesting here, and I promise I'd be short, so I will try to move a little faster, but is with the unduplicated pupil count is actually increasing, and that is adding to our supplemental concentrations. You see that percent going from 78 to 80.5 to 81.5. So those are basically additional, services that we need to provide to students. We're getting a little bit more money to do those types of things. Multi-year projections, again, not going to go through all those. The two bottom lines is what I'm going to just look at. We're not running out of money. Ending fund balance is staying positive. Again, you had some one-time, the district office numbers in the current year. You see those dollars going away. We still have a negative, but within the realm of manageable budget. Restricted. Similar, we're spending down some of those restricted dollars. That's a good thing, but we still have ending fund balance in those restricted resources that I just mentioned.
Scott, do we have an auditor or something that can come in and take a look at what we're spending, like what funds we're using, restricted, unrestricted, kind of do like an analysis and let us know of maybe we're using unrestricted funds, but we could tag it as restricted, or vice versa. Is there anyone that?
Well, so that's us, and so we don't need an auditor necessarily for that. Actually, the accounting and ed services are working really closely to say how can we best use those dollars, and we've been actually meeting pretty regularly on that. So I think that's just rolling up our sleeves and seeing how to best utilize those dollars in the best ways, and that's. We've already had a number of meetings on that. We'll continue to do that.
So we've transferred almost $35 million from unrestricted to pay for restricted.
Yeah, so yes, that's actually a very good question. Here, let me.
That was just a statement.
Okay.
But I'm wondering. But
that's Then done.
That seems that. But the question is, why are we doing that? Why are we taking money that has no restriction on it and using it to spend in restricted categories?
So that's a very good question. It's the two main areas that we do that in is one is special education. That's kind of one of the slides I spoke up front. We don't get enough money to pay for our special education needs. And so we get some federal, some state dollars that do that. It's not enough. We still have to do all the things in special education, so we need to transfer money. Just the accounting, how it happens accounting-wise is we take our unrestricted, we put it into those resources because it all has to be tracked in those resources, and then we report it up to the state. So that was that $27 million. So of that 27 million is going to special ed programs. The other major component is our routine restricted maintenance. And we are required, because at some point way in the past we had some state funds to pay for all of these buildings. We are required to spend 3% of our budget to maintain those buildings. So they make us track it through a resource, a code. We have to transfer money. We don't get money to do that besides LCFF. So we take that LCFF dollars and we have to transfer it into this resource to track it, so to report that we're doing what we should be doing. So it's a little bit more of a nuanced accounting backing, but they're all requirements.
Okay.
And we have other funds. We have funds that run our child development programs. This fund does show a deficit spending of $2 million, but I actually expect revenues to increase there and those to basically counterbalance and even out towards the end of the year. We have Child Nutrition Fund that does our federal, state and federal nutrition programs. We are actually have some deficit spending in there as well, meaning we have more expenses than revenues, but those are planned deficit spending. We have an upgrade. We did an upgrade we got some one-time dollars to upgrade the kitchen at Gray Avenue, and we're upgrading some equipment. So those are planned expenses to spend down some of the ending fund balance. And then looks like my slide's a little goofy, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. We have a deferred maintenance fund with $11 million. As you know, and actually we had some facilities meetings recently, committee that we talked about a lot of the needs, and those are dollars that can help with that. And we have a Melrose fund that helps pay off the debt that the district incurred to do major improvements over 20 years ago through several bond offerings, and so those funds pay down that debt, and we'll talk more about that when we go through the facilities projects. Just the final thoughts. We don't have cost impact, so for negotiations in the out years, 26, 27, 27, 28. The rest of that you've heard me say before, so I'm not going to say it again, but essentially declining enrollment, major needs in our facilities. I guess I did just say it. And we need to close the gap on the 55% ratio. We do have a positive budget certification. We expect to be able to pay our bills here. That's it.
Is this the part where we get to ask questions?
Yes. Oh, yep. Come on. Now it is.
Okay, I have a few. I guess.
I think she's got a lot. I saw her highlighting earlier. It's scaring me.
Somebody went to a lot of trouble to put this together
That
for
is
me.
true.
And I just had, on page 8, when we're in the second interim, this isn't, you probably have it better. Right now, our expenditures exceed our revenue. I mean, bottom line is we're in deficit spending by $11 million. Yes?
That is accurate. As I said before, a lot of it is planned through the restricted. We need to spend those down, so those are good things. And we have some one-time expenditures in that number, at least $3.5 million for running the district office.
Is that part of the capital outlay?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. We had an enrollment count of 11,365, but our ADA was funded 10,855.14 student.
Yes. Okay. So we're getting a little nuance here, but it's good. I mean, you asking why?
Yes.
Actually, I didn't hear the question yet. So.
I know, that's okay. Maybe you think I'm asking a smarter question than I was going to ask, so I'll see about that one.
We don't get paid on enrollment. We get paid on attendance, and
Right,
we get
and-
paid at the higher of current year, last year, and the average of last 3 years. So it's kind of a hold harmless. We get the higher of one of those
Right.
three things.
And is it the average of 3? Is that where we're at?
I believe it's in here. I think it is, but I'm not sure.
Our projected funding will be based on our prior year ADA. Oh, that's prior year. Okay.
So we're actually it's on page 10, and it says we're on that 3-year average for 25-26.
Okay. And then our federal revenue decreased by $250,000 almost because of Title I. Is that?
Yeah.
Sorry, not quarter. Yeah, no, $250,000. 225.
It probably has something to do with carryover. I'm not
It
sure.
decreases because we're trying to get to actuals, what we're actually spending. We decrease the revenue based on our expenditures for Title I because it's an unearned. And we are projecting, we're trying to get to estimated actuals. We're actually going to spend as of June 30th.
So that's also kind of an accounting thing, and I'll do my best to explain that. So we can only recognize the revenue that we have expenditures for. So I know this is on federal funds. It's a funky little thing.
So you have to spend the money before you get it?
Well, it is on a reimbursement cycle. That is accurate. We're allocated a certain amount of dollars, and we have to align the revenues with the expenses. If we don't spend all those dollars, we can carry them over and recognize the revenues in the following year. That's how that works.
Okay. And you already answered my 73% of general fund with regards to the employee benefits, salaries, all of that. We're still, I mean, just so everybody knows, like 73% of every dollar goes to a person.
74.
74. I love it. I did it just generally. Okay. And then you already answered my unrestricted to restricted. And then when I was looking on page 112 and 113, with regards to unrestricted dollars, there's a decrease in the fund balance, net decrease. You look at that on our unrestricted, and it's projected to go down by $3 million. I'm using that roughly on page 113.
It's also right here. This is the same numbers right here. Yep. So it's the middle column. It's that 2.8 million declines. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, 2,884,327.
Yep. That's our projection at this point. Yes.
That's what our unrestricted dollars will go down because that is the ADA.
Well, it's a combination of a few things, right? So we project out what our revenue is going to be next year based on what our ADA projection is, based on what we expect the per pupil dollar amounts to be next year. We look at all our expenses and we inflate those according to, basically in the 3% range. CPI is what we use for that. And we also have some other assumptions in there. It gets a little complicated, but we have people moving up step and column, so there's some salary adjustments that we make, and we put that all together, and that's what it spits out for next year's projections.
So, Scott, that number could also go significantly down if we start recouping ADA, right? With the new next year.
If we get we had a surprise on enrollment this year, and if that trend continues, we get another surprise, then the revenues would be up, right?
No, what I mean is isn't there for next year we can recoup ADA by using ELP, like if students attend
Saturdays, attendance recovery.
Yeah, right. What did you say, Saturday school?
That's one form of it.
Yeah, or you can do it after school,
Right.
before school, if they attend that.
Yeah.
And we can recoup ADA.
And summer school.
Right, or after school, yeah, sorry. So theoretically, that number of a deficit could go down if we were able to recoup some of that stuff.
100%. There's a lot of things that can make. I mean, these are projections. They're our best guess given the information we have today. You know?
But, I mean, I'd rather be conservative than be not.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think like when we're talking about ADA, because of how much ADA impacts like our revenue and stuff, I think it is important. I think we've as a board have talked about it many times of how do we, sometimes it's enticing the student, but obviously we know that it's not always in the student's hands to be at school on time. A lot of the time it's on parents. But again, how do we think outside of the box to entice families to make sure that their kids come to school, not just because we collect ADA first and foremost, so that way the kids are learning, right?
That makes a ton of sense. I will tell you that we had a huge drop off in attendance rates from COVID and post-COVID, and it's been a slow recovery, but we're seeing ticks up each year since then, and so that's a good thing. I hope that continues. We're still not at post-COVID levels. I don't know. I think we're a little over 94% maybe. I don't know if you might know, but we're still under. I think we're more the 92, 93% right now. So we're still not quite there, but we've been inching up a little bit towards that. Yeah.
And lastly, sorry, do you know what the impact is for a missed day of school?
Ooh, that's a good question. I used to know that. I don't. Off the top of my head, I can get it to you. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, my executive director said that it's like $70.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it adds up when you start thinking of, schools and overtime.
And the number of kiddos that are out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe we can budget that somehow to entice them.
I like that.
And I think one of my last questions, Joy Confetti, is regarding FTE. So unrestricted, the note on 113, and I'm also going to reference 150, is that unrestricted certificated salaries are adjusted 26-27 due to a planned decrease of 6 FTE due to declining enrollment and additions to account for 25-26 lottery adjustment and removal from budget of vacant positions that are selective. Unrestricted certificated salaries are lower in 27-28 due to a planned reduction of 4 FTE due to declining enrollment. So is that, if I'm reading your assumptions on section F correctly, that's why the $3 million adjustment over 3 years for that total available reserves, that it's going down? Or
it's a factor. It's not a huge factor. It's a factor though, because again, there's a lot of things that go into these projections, and that's one piece of it. When we see declining enrollment, you don't need as many teachers, right? So that's why that's
the
in there.
declining enrollment was much less than you projected it to be. So do we still need to lose 6 positions?
Well, again, so that was for this year, and we hired the right number of teachers to make sure that we're teaching all the kiddos that we got. So
we don't want class sizes going up like crazy.
No, we don't.
But we do on page 150, which speaks to the status of labor agreements, which of course we have not, like for the previous reporting, right, we've got that in, but for when I look at the number of certificated non-management FTE, prior year, second interim, we had 722. Current year, we're at 739. So at least that's what's reported, right? So we increased our certificated by 17 positions, right? According to this, if I'm reading this correctly.
That is what that says.
Okay. Thank you. And then, but we're anticipating that's where we're losing the 6 at the 733.
Correct.
And then anticipating losing another 3, for the subsequent year due to declining enrollment, which could change, which is what you factor in the projections, and you put it in your magical numbers machine and
yes,
spit out 175 pages.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we do.
I just want to check my notes really quick because I think that was most of what I Yeah, I think my major concern is just the $10.7 million deficit.
No, I hear you, and again, you know, I the most.
It's not as bad as those surrounding, but is it ever good?
So the 26-27 is what we're looking at, is what we're developing right now. This isn't quite it. There's going to be other adjustments there. I will tell you this. I know we're going to our expenses are going to come under those projections. It's just how it works. We set basically maximums. We're conservative in our projections. People can't spend more than we budget for them, and so they don't spend every single dollar. They come in underneath it. Our actual expenditures are going to be less than we project here. It doesn't mean it's not a concern. We have to balance all the needs of the district and paying our people competitively and these things. So but we're in a manageable position right now.
Okay. All right. So we don't have to have a big garage sale to raise $11 million.
Not today.
I think that's it. That's all for me. Anybody else?
You handled it perfectly.
Do we need a motion? If we do our,
Yes.
Can we
I
accept?
move we approve.
Second.
On a motion by member Free, second by member Bonner, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. C, the Y2C site safety plans.
Not as enthralling as Mr. Franklin's presentation. Each school year, each school site has to work with their site council and review and adopt the next year's school site safety plan. So this is an item that's requesting approval of the school site safety plan for 26-27.
I move that we approve.
Second.
Does anybody have questions? Okay. On a motion by member Pretty, second by member Ciociola, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Yay. Board reports, information, and discussion. Did charter should have been?
I did attend the charter meeting and they went over their budget.
You guys did these.
Yes, in one month. They are running at a deficit because they lost 7 students, and that is a big deal for a charter school. So their whole emphasis is trying to entice kids to come to their school. And they do have a lot of positive things going for them, including the fact that they served filet mignon. Yes, to the board.
The culinary program did.
The culinary program, yes.
I was like, maybe they're running a deficit.
No, it's the culinary programs, and here's what and I think I told you this last year because they served dinner to us last year too. But Mr. Ferreira gets a half a beef, and the kids cut their own cuts of meat. So they cut these filet mignons for us and wrapped them in bacon. And it was wonderful. But that culinary program is really, really, really good. They're in the process of trying to buy the school. The problem is that the owner has gone up every year. He just keeps going up and I mean now it's like at a ridiculous price. So they are holding off on building a new kitchen or anything like that because they don't want to do that unless they own the school, and that makes a lot of sense. So, but they do have really some wonderful things going. Their ELD program is really good, and their ELD kids are really improving significantly. So, yeah, and that's all I have to say.
When is that charter up for renewal?
I believe
Next year.
So two members will be coming forward, and then Yuba City charters the following year.
Are there any written communications from the public? No. Comments from employee reps?
Good evening, board, cabinet, and staff. Right. Well, it's March 10th, which means you didn't approve any layoffs for classified folks this year, and we really appreciate that, and we appreciate sticking to the budget so that we don't have to do that, because that's a process that if I never have to go through it again, it will be okay with me, right? Next month, or next board meeting, we will have a TA for you. It's being presented to our chapter next week, so I'm happy for that we can start our negotiations with our new labor rep that will be starting on Monday. I can't remember her name, and I didn't pull up the email, so I'm excited that we have finally, our labor rep took a different area, and so we've been sharing her with other people, so that's been really hard. So hopefully getting somebody new on board, we'll have more time with her. Or, yes, it's still her. Let's see, I did that one. CSC, we started planning our Classified School Employees Week, which is May 18th through the 29th, and that is set aside as per Ed Code to recognize classified employees. And speaking of recognition, George and Daniel do a phenomenal job, and as do our whole entire IT department. They are on the ball every time, working in a classroom where we have lots of tech going on. They're on the ball. They're there when you need them, and we really appreciate that. I would be remiss if it didn't just make this little little bit sparkly. It's nice and cool in here. I'm so glad the air conditioning is working well. I wish our classrooms were as more comfortable like this for our students to learn in instead of hot and stuffy. So that's just my little plug there. And with that, I will turn over to Trinity.
I'm short. I'm vertically challenged. Vertically challenged. My mom's vertically challenged. She's 4'9". So, thank you. I'm Trinity Counts, Vice President of YCTA. I'm here in Heather's steed. She is on a leave until March 23rd. So if you need anything, you guys can contact me or anybody from Exec Board. I was really excited for the staff recognition. Daniel is somebody who I call quite frequently with my students. I'm like, hey, Daniel. My kid can get in their computer. But now I'm super stoked that I can change their passwords. So I'm like, hey, I can do that now. I can help you out. And then hearing from Brian was great because my kid was at Terra Buena whenever he was a principal. And then one short stint, I went to Lincoln for maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I went to 12 different schools growing up, so it's kind of crazy. Thank you, Scott, for the budget thing. If you have an extra spiral, I'll take it to my peeps that will be very excited to start negotiations. Clarence, hopefully we'll get back to you with Heather out. I don't know. I'll check and see with Clarence what the dates are because I'll be stepping off of bargaining. I don't know if Heather told you. Okay. And then looking at projections, I'm a little bit worried with the loss of FTEs, especially because we didn't quite really fill all of our positions. Some of them were filled by contract employees, especially in our special ed cases. And in June or July, the law changes where our caseload will go down to 20. And so our caseload right now is 28, and we're having trouble balancing a caseload of 28 with the SPED teachers that we have right now. So whenever we drop down to 20, it makes me a little bit curious about how we're going to have that reduction in staff. Things are happening at our own site. We had a nice retirement, learning your STIRs. Dina came and helped present, are you ready to retire? And I was very happy to see that some of the people made that choice to retire and they're moving on to the second phase of their life and maybe having great adventures. Tomorrow we are having schools credit union come in and try to work with our teachers on learning how to use that summer saver program that they have and really investing just a little bit of money to get 6.5%. 6.5% is huge. And then it's March and it's a long semester. I'm feeling it. These kids are different.
Kristen came into my classroom, so she knows how much I bebop around with just my 24 kids in that fourth grade. You came around that 24 kids keep myself running around the classroom. I was so thankful to have Kristen in my classroom that day just to help out. My IM1s are much different kids than they used to be. I'm facing challenges that I faced whenever I was a first year teacher, second year teacher, like how do you deal with the apathy? Because I cried when I first started teaching. I was like, why do kids not care? And I'm feeling it again. Like I'm questioning my life's decisions on should I be a teacher, because I've got at least 30% of my IM1 kids who don't care. They're in school, which is great. They're coming, but they just sit there like, why do I need to be here? And so I'm hoping that through the pilot and different pieces, we can get math to be a fun place again and not a, oh my God, I gotta take math and this is ridiculous. Just so that there's more play. I'd really like our K-5 to become more of a play place for math and not so much a kill and drill place for math. The kids to really play with the math. And, you know, Shelley knows my lifelong passion of if I could be elementary math, that would be me, because I believe that's where it's at. That's my soapbox, I guess. Otherwise, I wish you guys a wonderful evening, and I'm going to hopefully end this so we can leave early, because I got to get to another board meeting. I'm treasurer of the dance club.
That was unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Any comments from other board members?
I would like to say thank you to Riverbend and oh my gosh, AK. I went out there to do the Read Across America. I want to thank them for inviting me. Their classes were amazing, phenomenal. And I brought my own books, shocker, but it was funny because at Riverbend, I brought some age-appropriate ones, but then I also brought my favorite book, and I was like, but you guys don't want to read this because the high schoolers are reading this. But just so you know, like, I have a favorite book, and I brought it out, and I was like, it's Pride and Prejudice. And I gave them the options, because for the older classes, I read one chapter in a chapter book. So that they could, you know, and one hopefully that they hadn't read before, you know, because there's something about whetting the appetite. I remember my teachers doing that, like reading a first chapter and then being like, it's in the library, you know, and they're like, yes. And so I did that. I gave them the options of the two that I had brought that were age appropriate, and I was like, oh, we could do Pride and Prejudice, you know, thinking they would be like, no way, man. And they all voted for Pride and Prejudice. I got to read Pride and Prejudice to a 5th grade class at Riverbend, and they were locked in. And I was like, this is encouraging. But want to say thanks to that. I also want to say thank you to Trinity, because I did not ask permission to help, but I love math, and almost as much as I love English. And so it was, what she referenced was during the beginning part where they're on their books and they're working on their kind of their problems for themselves to work through, and they're each kind of doing it on their own and writing on the tables, which was fun with the expo markers right on the tables. That was great. And I just noticed some of the guys, you know, there were a lot of guys in that class.
Both classes have a lot of boys.
There are a lot of guys. 5%. And they were trying to ask their buddies, but their buddies were on their own program. And I'm like, I can do equations. Let's go. I can do this. I know my order of operations. And so it was kind of her, because I didn't ask, and she's the queen of the classroom, but I got to go around, which is like the joy of my life, to spark that. And I think that's why teachers do it. I know that's why teachers do it, is for the beautiful sound that this is. Oh! It's like my favorite sound in the whole world is that sound, right? That light bulb going on and like everything making sense. And I think that and math, even if they're not going to be an accountant or anything, just for the sheer fact that you can do hard things. You started with addition and subtraction, and that's really all math is. It's just different ways of doing it, and here you are working with two variables and linear equations and second and third dimensions, and our kids can do incredibly hard things. They can. And I was pleased to see that, and as I was pleased to sit in classes for all of River Valley and Yuba City. And I just want to thank all the administrators out there who are no doubt listening to this with rapt attention for their kind hospitality. I really appreciate it, and look forward to at Park Avenue Read Across America on Thursday.
Me too.
Yay!
I'll be there.
I'll bring Pride and Prejudice.
Oh yeah, I went to Read Across America at Lindcrest last week, and the coolest thing that happened was about a third of the teachers that I saw were previous students of mine.
Oh my gosh, Shelley.
That was pretty cool.
That's rad.
So yeah, and the kids were all, "You were her teacher? How old are you?" It's like, I was a child when God was a boy and dirt was new.
Whatever. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I left my purse in a classroom at River Bend. Cause I had to book it between all 5 classes. They had me one right after another. And I left my purse, and a student brought it to the teacher. Teacher kept it nothing. I mean, that is the integrity of that campus, and that, because I did not notice it, because I had a bag of books. I had Pride and Prejudice, this is the thing. But no, and they took care of me. It was awesome to see.
I went to, Doreen happened to be there too. We were at River Bend for the choir. Orchestra. Yeah, with middle schools and high school. It was amazing. And the kids did great, but for me, the joy watching the teachers, the music teachers, love what they do. They're so cute when they're running around, and you can tell they love what they do. Yes. And then that projects onto the students who did amazing. It was really neat. Nice evening.
Sounds good. Comments from the superintendent?
Yes. So in front of you, and I've sent it to you electronically, it is from Donna Johnson and the elections office. So as elected officials, you do need to complete this document and declare whether or not you want to keep your voter registration confidential, or you would like to opt out and be able to vote in person. So they're both, you can fill out the old-fashioned way and mail it into the elections office, or again, I sent it to you electronically. And
do you know how do you get to it where you can actually fill it in electronically?
Yeah, so
I tried that.
It's a fillable form. So maybe when I sent it to you, it should be fillable. Yeah, you should be able to check it.
Didn't let me, but I'll give it a try.
Okay. Secondly was, and Londa referenced it, but our band, our music teachers throughout the district have done a choir performance district-wide and band performance that was amazing at Yuba City High School, and then the orchestra at River Bend. So it's pretty amazing to see. And I think at the choir they had former students, alumni, who came and also sang with our students. So they are we've got a pretty extraordinary group of music teachers. And then lastly, this may be Sandra's last board meeting with us. She came in and pitched in, and she's been doing an amazing job for us. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. As I announced, Amanda Summers has been selected to be the executive assistant to the board and to the superintendent, and she is off this week, but starts officially on March 16th, which is next Monday. So Sandra will still be helping out, but she probably won't be at any other board meetings. Amanda will pick that up at the next meeting on the 24th, but Sandra will still be here helping out.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra.
So that's it.
All right, next board meeting will be March 24th, open sessions at 7. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion.
Second.
On a motion by Member Downing, second by Member Bonsley, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Watch the 2026 Bach High Parade and Firing of the Bombs, March 21st and 22nd, right here on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Presented by Comfort Keepers of Yuba-Sutter and Nevada counties, our live parade coverage from Marysville's Chinatown starts just after 11 a.m. Saturday, with Firing of the Bombs at 4 p.m. Sunday. We'll have unscheduled reports from other parts of the Bach High Festival downtown. Couldn't catch the live streams? Watch our replay with festival coverage, 7 p.m. Sunday, March 22nd. The 2026 Bach High Parade and Firing of the Bombs. Presented by Comfort Keepers of Yuba-Sutter and Nevada counties, March 21st and 22nd, right here on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. It's the truth that comes through.